All right, is everything rolling?
Everything's rolling.
David, do you have your headphones on? Can you hear that? I don't think we're supposed to pick favorites. I think Medieval Times is my favorite client.
I'd probably agree with that.
I'll go on record to say that. Not only are they our oldest client, but I have had the best time on set, both small shoots and big shoots.
They wanted to have a new commercial, 30-second spot. We had a lot of freedom
Yeah.
to do it. Like, we didn't make a treatment. We didn't really make a pitch. We just made a budget.
I think that's why I love working with them so much, is because they really, really trust us. And when they came and were like, we just want it to focus on the action. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. I think you had the most difficult task on this, because the biggest thing is they have all these production companies always pitching them Game of Thrones. They have all these people wanting to make this what they want it to be. For us to come in and say, okay, we want this to feel epic and look good, but at the same time, it's a theatrical thing with kids. It's for adults and for kids, and so to hit that spectrum, beautiful and intense, but also not too far-fetched from what you will see at an actual show.
It is a balance, especially within the commercial world, between what serves your client the best, but then also creating something that feels good to you and feels intentional and something that you're proud of too.
I love that Medieval Times always says, like, when you come here, you don't get smoke and mirrors. It's the real deal. We took that same approach of like, okay, well, we want to see the fans. We want to see the knights. We want to be wide so we can see all these fight sequences are real. We were blessed to have put out a casting call, and within 2 days, having 1,000 people signing up, to the point where Medieval Times had to cut off that call because they had so many fans from all over the country wanting to drive to Dallas to shoot this.
The crowd is a big part. It's like a sporting event. We wanted to hear them because obviously that was an element of the sound design. There's banners waving. If it wasn't there, it'd feel empty. It'd be like watching a sporting event, like an NFL game. You don't see the crowd at all. You don't see any fan shots, reaction shots. You don't hear them whenever they score a touchdown.
And we want to shoot it all at 23:9:8 because we want to see what it's actually like to be at a show versus, I feel like the hot thing now is to overcrank it and shoot everything slow-mo.
Keyframe the speed ramps to find the moments that are...
Totally, and then to like fill it with a ton of atmosphere to give it like interesting depth, but it's at the same time you make it feel so flat and boring, and it's like it feels like you're just hiding something. To me, slow motion and haze, too many people use it to the extreme to where they're hiding a good thing. There's that moment at the end of one of the fights that we always knew that coverage was gonna be a little iffy, but once we saw that we were gonna be finishing early, we added that connecting moment, which is when the horse comes, the guy knocks him off, but he jumps off, rolls, and then stands up, grabs his sword, and they charge at each other. And that was really, really fun to work with their team because they were like, hey, what if we grab this ATV and he jumps off the ATV like he's jumping off the horse and then he rolls. Did you operate that one?
No, I didn't operate anything.
Who operated that one?
Jared. We just threw a camera on. He was just laying in the sand on like a ferny pad. Which, you know.
And then he just jumped right over him.
I was standing behind him because I was like, in the event of something, let the ATV hit me first than Jared.
Remember, there's one shot that we didn't use. Do you remember what it is? Which is surprising that there's only one. Huh?
The running shot? No, we used that.
We used it. It's the sword shot.
Oh, yeah, the sword mount shot, because it looked goofy.
We had this lance shot where we mounted the camera to the lance, and it's in there for a brief moment, kind of this crash moment. We also thought it'd be fun to mount it to a sword because there's this moment where the knight like points a sword at the other person, and then he runs and he does this big swing. So we're like, let's get that point to the big swing. Our key grip, Hawkeye, built this crazy rig with the camera hooked onto the sword. And that night ran and we filmed like the whole kind of that opening fight sequence from the sword's perspective. And man, did that look goofy.
Yeah. What was it like directing 1,000 extras? What was that process? Because we didn't have a second AD. We just had one AD. Shout out to Jazzy.
For a 10-hour day, getting people excited
Yeah.
for like 10 seconds at a time, that got a little exhausting because you're trying to be energized and excited to then pass that energy over to them. But working with the Knights was like freaking killer. Like those guys, they've been doing this for so long. They got those fight sequences down. And if anything, it was just like, hey, hit harder, hit harder. I really see filmmaking. There's a lot of parallels within sports. And I always remember my coach saying, like, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And that is so true with filmmaking, in the sense of the team that you bring on really is the success of the project. You have the awesome creative, a great client, whatever it is. But man, you got a couple loose screws in there and the thing can fall apart. And not just with talent, but also with just how people gel together and dealing with, sometimes there's egos on set and we don't work with people that have egos because it's all about building a really good atmosphere of people that like to work together. And this is an example of just a team coming together and making something beautiful.